You've been told that if you just say it enough times, you'll start to believe it. I am worthy. I am enough. I am confident. I am wealthy. Stand in front of the mirror. Write it in your journal. Post it on sticky notes around your house. Repeat it until you're blue in the face. And nothing changes. Because every time you say, I am wealthy, your insides are screaming, no, you're not. Every time you say, I am worthy, there's a voice underneath it saying, but you have to earn it first. Every time you say, I am enough, your nervous system is pulling up every piece of evidence that says otherwise. You can't think your way past what's running underneath. And that's why affirmations don't work. Not because they're bad, not because you're doing them wrong, but because they're addressing the symptom, not the root. You're trying to jam a square peg into a round hole. Let me explain. There are stories running inside of you, stories that were written a long time ago when you were a child, based on experiences you had, things people said, moments that taught you how the world works, and who you're allowed and not allowed to be in it. Whatever those stories are, they've been running on a loop for years, decades, maybe even your entire life. And those stories, they're not just in your head, they're in your body, they're in your nervous system, and they're wired into how you move throughout the world. And they're creating the experiences in your life. And they're not going to stop until you stop ignoring the emotions that are associated with them. So when you stand in front of the mirror and say, I am enough, your nervous system immediately fires back with, but remember that time you weren't? Remember when they left? Remember when you tried and failed? The affirmation doesn't stand a chance because you're trying to overwrite a deep, old story with a sentence, and it doesn't work that way. You can't think your way out of a pattern that lives in your body. You can't affirm your way past a belief that's been running you since you were 5 years old. You have to address the root. And here's what most people don't understand. The root isn't logical. It's not something you can rationalize away. It's not something you can convince yourself out of. And it's not something you're typically even aware of consciously. The root is the story that got frozen in place. The moment or series of moments that taught you something about yourself and the world, typically involving how you learn to be safe. And until you go back and address that, until you actually digest what happened and release what got stuck, the loop just keeps running. You can say, I am worthy 1,000 times. But if the root story is, I have to earn love, your experiences will keep reflecting that root story, not the affirmation. You'll keep choosing relationships where you have to prove yourself. You'll keep saying yes when you mean no. You'll keep abandoning yourself just to keep the peace. Because the root is what's running the show, not the words you're repeating. So what actually works? I'm learning that it's not more thinking, not more affirmations, not more positive self-talk. It's addressing the root where it actually lives, in your body. And I'm discovering that the root doesn't live in your thoughts, it lives in your nervous system, in the emotions you've been avoiding, in the stories that got frozen in place that you're probably unaware of. And I'm learning that you can't think your way to healing. You have to feel your way there, not by reliving trauma, not by wallowing, but by finally being present with what's actually there. The anger, the sadness, the fear. Not analyzing it, not understanding it, just feeling it, letting it move through you, letting it release. Because emotions aren't meant to be stored. They're meant to be digested. And when you finally let them move through you, instead of pushing them down, the story that's been running you stops. I'm also learning the questions you ask matter way more than the statements you make. Not, I am worthy, but why do I feel so deeply at peace regardless of external circumstances? Not, I am enough, but why is it true that I always love and appreciate myself no matter what I do, achieve, or create? When you ask your subconscious a question phrased as if what you want is already true, something shifts. Your mind looks for proof and creates it instead of fighting against what you're trying to affirm. I'm still learning this myself, and I'm still in the process of addressing my own roots. But what I've discovered so far has shifted things in ways that years of affirmations never did. So here's what I want you to sit with this week. What's the story that's been running you? Not the one you want to believe, the one that's actually there, the one that shows up in your choices, your relationships, your patterns, the one that whispers in the background every time you try to choose differently. What is it? Because you can't change what you can't see. And once you see it, really see it, that's when the real work begins. Not affirmations, not positive thinking, but addressing the root in your body, where it actually lives. And if you need help seeing the story you can't see from the inside, let's talk. I interrupt the spin. I ask the questions that reveal what's been running underneath. We're all learning how to address our roots, but sometimes you need someone outside the loop to help you see what you can't see alone. And if you're ready, book a pattern breakthrough session. The link is in the description and in my bio. You don't need more affirmations. You need to address the root. And I'll see you in the next video.